All right, everybody, this is Staci with your wake-up call. I'm very excited. Just got back from a 3-day weekend in Oklahoma City with some amazing leaders who are looking to go to another level in their life. They're looking to take their businesses, they're looking to take their personal family relationships to another level. And here is what I am discovering every time I go out like this, finding a pattern that absolutely has to be broken. You know, I'm finding that it doesn't matter how successful a leader has been or how desirous a leader is of success. We have a generation of people who are like on autopilot. They're like asleep at the wheel. They're waiting for someone to do something for them. They're waiting for life to take over. They're waiting for a government bailout. And this serves officially as your wake-up call. People, we got to make a difference. We've got to stand up and recognize now is not the time to stay seated in a place of apathy or excuses. You know, when I wrote a song called Stand Up. In fact, below this little link, I'm going to put a free download of it called Stand Up. And basically, the song speaks to arising from where you are and stepping into where you were destined to be. Nobody's going to do it for you. This weekend, I watched some folks who just desperately wanted to change. The problem? They want someone to change them. They wanted someone to do the work for them. And it's time for us to recognize that the conditions that have been set for our past, they have to be broken. It doesn't matter where you've come from or even where you plan on going. Here's the new game. The old game was that we sit around and we let the government bail us out. We sit around and we let the company decide when we get a bonus. Well, those rules are completely changed. You can't trust your 401k anymore. You can't trust corporate America to take care of you. You can't trust that in 40 years you're going to get a nice little watch and a cute little note that says thank you for your service. Here's what's happened. And you certainly can't trust that the government's going to bail you out. Here's what's happened. We are in a generation. I love some of the books that are coming out that are talking to us about how to be passionate and take control of our lives. You know, Seth Godin, Gary Vaynerchuk, and others are helping us wake up to be able to recognize that times have changed and therefore we must change. If you're going to ride along and still go on a train and not recognize the fact that the planes have already left the ground, you're going to get stuck in a time warp. I know I talk to a lot of folks over the age of 35 and they're saying, Staci, I don't understand Twitter and I don't know why anybody wants to know what I'm doing and why do they want to know where I grocery shop? Well, it doesn't matter if you know. It doesn't even matter if you understand. You've got to stand up, wake up, and recognize times have changed. You can continue speaking the old school method of sales and marketing and just trying to talk to people in the grocery store, or you can recognize there is an entire existence, an entire world on the internet that awaits you. There is a world that's asking you to wake up and take control of your life. You realize right now you can get online and become your own personal expert of whatever it is you're passionate about. It could be buttons. And start a blog and start taking control of your future. Don't let the government, don't let a company tell you what you're worth. I'm here right now to wake you up and tell you that your best days are yet to come, that God has created you for a divine purpose. I call it your divine mandate. And if you sit back and wait for somebody else to trigger your divine mandate, it will never happen. The most precious and most popular and even the most profoundly rich institution on earth is not the banks of America or the world. It's the graveyards of America, because that is where so many people die with unrealized potential. Today is a day for you to stand up and recognize. You know, on my website, staciwallace.com, I have something called Success for Today. And they're just free daily nuggets. They take about a minute for you to listen to. And one of them I talked about a polar bear. And this polar bear basically was given to the Denver Zoo. Unfortunately, the Denver Zoo didn't have a really good habitat for the polar bear. So they had to create a habitat. So the polar bear was confined to a very small space where it could only walk about 3 steps in any direction. It took 3 years for that Denver Zoo to be able to build a new habitat. After the 3 years was over, they took the polar bear and its original existing habitat, they put it in the new habitat so it would feel comfortable. And they realized something, that even when they opened the door for it to be released, it stayed in its comfort zone. So finally they removed its old parameters and gave it its whole new habitat. It had a world of freedom around it. Amazing, created just for him. Unfortunately, it had been conditioned to a 3-foot radius. and it would not walk outside of that radius. So I guess they had to bring in, like, I don't know, polar bear psychologists. I don't know what they call them. I call them polar bear psychologists. And bring them in and help to recondition the way the polar bear was thinking and give it the understanding to recognize that it had freedom. Well, today you might be in a place where you too are feeling like you're in a box. You're stuck. You're confined. It's here. Because today the door to opportunity has been opened to you. You can start right now re-educating yourself. Don't let anybody tell you you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Neuroplasticity has proven that is wrong. You can learn anything. Just because you don't know the internet doesn't mean you can't pick up a book and learn it. Google, go online, find out why Twitter is a massive way for you to communicate to the world. Find out why you need a Facebook fan page. Find out why you need to wake up and stand up from where you're at and engage in life. That song I want to give you today called Stand Up, it's available right down there at the bottom of the screen. And basically it says, stand up. All around the world, stand up. Let your voice be heard. Stand up. It's time to take a chance and make a difference. Stand up.